Right, so me and Bobby are here, and we need to talk about Call of Duty Modern Warfare 3. Specifically, today in the video, we're going to be talking about the Zombies mode that me and Bobby's been playing. So, Bobby is a huge Zombies fan. Bobby, why don't you just tell us a wee bit more about your history with Zombies?
Yeah, so started back in World at War. Zombies was kind of introduced as a wee bonus mode, a wee Easter egg kind of mode at the end, and it became just so popular. They added more maps, went on to Black Ops, kind of. And from there, I have played it ever since, and I absolutely love it. That's kind of my meat and potatoes, like when it comes to a Call of Duty game.
And the twist is, I do not like it ever. Yeah. I don't know. It's just I don't find them fun. It's round based. I'm like, whatever. But
there's a lot more to it than what you initially thought, because you were just like, oh, you just go on and try and last as long as you can last. But there is Easter eggs and all them round based modes to actually do, and you can complete it. And then after that, that's where the fun lies, is just getting as far as you can once you do the Easter egg.
I don't know, mate. It's weird. See anything in horde mode in games, or even waves, even playing a single player game and there's waves of enemies you hold off. I always hated it. It's just, to me, it's tedious, but it's each their own. So it's just obviously knowing that. Well, the good thing is you're a big fan of Zombies. So the question is, do you like this implementation of Zombies?
And that is a tough question, because
let's get into it.
Yeah. So at the start, when we kind of jumped in, our first game, I felt it was very underwhelming, and there wasn't anything to do, and you didn't really know what to do either. We were just kind of running around the map, killing zombies, going into the different zones, and not really having a fucking baldy.
So explain the setup though. Explain the difference of setup to anyone who's watching maybe doesn't understand. Obviously, the setup of this zombies compared to the older ones, because obviously you're going to really know the real key differences there. So explain how it's set up with DMZ compared to what the traditional side is.
Yeah, so traditional zombies is round based. There's rounds 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 continuously going. As the rounds go up, more zombies spawn in. They're also harder to kill. Usually on a smaller map, sort of compact. You open doors to reach new areas and things like that there. Whereas this is more a take on the DMZ mode. It's kind of open world, and it's actually more of an evolution of the Outbreak mode that was introduced in Cold War. So if anybody hasn't played that there, Cold War did have the traditional round-based mode zombies, but they then added Outbreak to kind of test. I think this was them testing the waters.
Oh really? So I didn't even know this, by the way. Obviously, I've tried Cold War zombies, but I didn't know there was an Outbreak mode or anything.
Yeah, so this was when Warzone was kind of popular. So I think they were trying to think, like, how can we make something zombies, but akin to the Warzone style with a big open map. It didn't really hit for anybody. It didn't hit for me, to be honest. Over our Outbreak mode there wasn't really much to do in it. It was kind of like our first game of this one. It was kind of like that, but there actually wasn't anything else to do in it. It was just, there was kind of world events, and you just kind of roamed around and then extracted. There wasn't any real big objective to it.
Right.
So this kind of seems like it is an evolution of it. The more I've kind of got into kind of the story elements of it, and the actual of what you actually need to do on the map. So there's 3 acts, which we didn't know when we first started. There's 3 acts, 3 story acts, and within each act there is several tiers that basically act as challenges you have to do. So within each tier, so Act 1 has, I think it's 6 tiers, and within each tier you have maybe about 4 to 6. Some of them only have 1 challenges to do. So I've been hitting away at them. So there were just wee silly things like open 25 loot catches. There's one I got last night, was run over, kill 30 zombies by driving over them. So it just seems like wee challenges like that there, and once you complete the act, get down to the last bit, then you have like a story mission at the end of it.
Okay.
To complete the act.
Do you have to do the challenges?
Yeah, you have to do them to kind of, yeah. So that's where I'm kind of thinking, like, if this is it, I don't like it.
Yeah.
It's nice that it's there, because initially I was like, fuck me, like, do we just go in, try and get more loot and try and get into so there's 3 different zones. We'll get into that there actually while I'm explaining it. There's 3 zones when you go into this open world map. You've got the normal kind of grey area where you spawn. As you go in, it goes orange, which means the zombies and the threat levels increased.
Yeah.
And then there's the red zone, which is in the middle, which I haven't actually been into yet.
Sure, it's lovely.
Yeah, so each zone ups the difficulty. Now so you do these challenges obviously to get more. You get your more money, and you're progressing through the acts, but you can't go in one game and get into the red zone and be okay. That's not going to happen.
So this is what I ask you, because we played on Friday night, and we played for a few hours, maybe an hour actually in total. And my whole thing was when we got into, I think it was the orange zone.
The orange zone.
The zombies got harder.
Yeah.
But how do your weapons level up to then combat
Right.
these? Because it didn't seem like there was much progression there. Was there? And we just haven't seen it?
Yeah, so think similar to, obviously you haven't played much zombies, so think similar to Fortnite. You've got your guns and you've got your different colors for your rarity.
Color-coded? Yeah.
So color-coded stuff. There is color-coded guns, and there's also the Pack-a-Punch machine, which if you're not familiar with that, you go and you can upgrade your gun. Gives it big damage boost. You can also get kind of like, there's these wee, what's the word for them? The add-ons to your gun, I'll just call them out there, where you shoot and then you maybe have like an electric add-on or something like that there, or there's one called
Like perks?
yeah, there's like perks for your gun. There's one called like brainwash, so if you shoot a zombie, there's a chance that the zombie will actually become friendly and start attacking before he dies. So last night I was on quite a good run, was doing a lot of similar to Warzone. There's contracts, you take out a contract and you do, it's just like wee mini missions to try and do to get money. And with your money, you can then buy your Pack-a-Punch, you can upgrade your gun, you can get your perks. So there's like Juggernaut, which gives you more health. You've got Speed Cola, faster reloading, so on and so forth, all that kind of stuff. So there actually is the perk machines throughout the map, but you can also earn them by doing these contracts. So contract last night, I got rewarded with like, I think one of the first ones, I got like 2 Speed Colas. Now you can only use one, but you can steal one. So if you successfully extract, you get to keep everything you've extracted, including your guns, including your perks.
Right, so then come back next time, then you're more of a chance to get into the harder zones. Okay.
Yeah, so that's the kind of loop of it all. So you're going in and you're just trying to make a wee bit of progression. So think of it as like a roguelike in that sense.
Yeah, no, it makes sense.
Yeah, so you're going in, you're trying to get these good weapons, maybe stow a few. Now, if you use the perks, like Juggernaut or anything, that doesn't come with you. But if you get an extra one, you can stow it. If you've got a load of money, you can go and buy one, you can stow it. And you can extract that there, so it means next time you go in, you can whack that straight on, whack Speed Cola, which ups your reloading, which really helps, especially if you want to use like a shotgun or a grenade launcher. So it means the next time you come in, you're more equipped and you'll make it further into the orange or the red. So the way the Pack-a-Punch works is, if you're in the grey area, you find the Pack-a-Punch machine, you upgrade it, and to upgrade it further again, you need to upgrade it into the orange zone. So you can't just kind of grind throughout the grey to get really powerful and then go in. You have to actually work your way in. So that's kind of like the roguelike kind of essence to it. I was thinking last night.
So where's your uncertainty with it then? Like, obviously you enjoy zombies. You did say there's more to it. So are you starting to like it a bit better when you were playing last night? Because I'll be honest, with this type of game, we've been playing it on Friday. I'll probably never play this game again. Zombies, it's not for me. I just don't find it that. I don't know. It's not for me.
I'm starting to like it. I would say I'm getting more interest in it.
Yeah. What was it was saying today? It was 35 hours it'll take to get to the end boss.
The end boss, which I think is absolutely ridiculous, because if it is just them tier challenges that I said about, unless they kind of ramp up and become like kind of exciting and something kind of worth doing, that's going to be a fucking grind that I actually don't want to do.
Because that's the one thing I'll say with zombies is they do have kind of, even though it is wave based and it's not my thing, I remember there's like a Titanic mission and things that had like Jeff Goldblum in one of them before, didn't it?
Yeah, that was Black Ops 2, I want to say, or Black Ops 1.
Yeah, they've kind of got good theming typically to go along with it, whereas this looks like Warzone, let's be honest. Warzone and how it looks and that kind of, even DMC, it isn't the most unique kind of things. It's literally a bit boring and bland in the grand scheme of how how the world looks. So it loses that kind of zaniness, if that gives a sense. So if it is that, it's going to be hard to kind of hold your attention for that length of time personally. I think the problem that I see with things now, and I've said it many times in the channel, there's too much to play. There's so much stuff to dedicate your time to. Is this going to be worth it, or is this something that's just a throwaway add-on to what may be a glorified DLC?
Yeah, but this actually fuels the DLC fire, like, because Treyarch were brought in to actually just make this map. So this is Treyarch doing this here, but obviously it's not their traditional round-based stuff that we're going to get next year on the new Black Ops.
Okay.
So it just fuels the fire that it was a DLC, which we touched on our last video. What else? There's 24 players. We'll touch on that as well. There's 24 players.
Yep.
You have your squads. Now you can't kill each other, which is perfectly fine, because you'll just get dickheads on it trying to kill you. But when you die, you're a prime example. When you die, you can hold down, die, say your whole squad dies. You can hold down on your D-pad, and that kind of sends a wee beep to the other squads, so they can actually come and revive you, and you can join up into their squad as well, which is quite cool.
That's quite cool. But I think we should touch on, obviously, it's still early days, isn't it? You probably haven't got as much thoughts as you might have in the future to do a video, but if they, in the future, this is the outline of how Zombies does, plays like in that style, would you be very unhappy?
It's not going to go this way, trust me. It's not going to go this way. No. I see this as an added compliment to normal Zombies. Fine. Perfectly fine. Kind of like with what they've done with Outbreak, testing the waters. But no, if this was like normal Zombies from now on, no fucking way. No chance.
See, the Zombies I liked back, what was a mod on Call of Duty 2, which was from the PC back in the day, not Modern Warfare 2, original 2. There was one person who was like infected and had to infect everyone else with a knife. You stabbed them. I know there is modes. Is there not something like that in the future they've done years later in certain modes? But
that's actually been kind of introduced into Warzone Resurgence.
Oh, has it?
Yeah, around Halloween they would do that there, where if you get killed and stuff, you become a zombie.
That was the Zombies mode I played and liked. I didn't like. It's not necessarily this one, but I can see why people do like it. You know, fair enough. I know you love it, but for me, from what I played on Friday, it would take something. If that is what you're telling me is kind of the loop, the gameplay loop to me isn't enough to kind of get my attention going. It just seems more like a grind rather than something that I would want to sit down and play or even look to play.
Yeah, it does seem like, if going by like what I've read and what I've seen, it does seem like a grind. And if it is these boring challenges where go and run over 30 zombies and that's how you progress the act, like I don't want to do that there. I want to do something fun. Whereas like, you know, in traditional zombies you have an Easter egg to do and it's difficult and it's rewarding at the end when you actually do it.
God, that seems like these Easter eggs. I'm like, is that it? But I guess that, right. The question to end on, Bobby, right now, as like a fan of Call of Duty Zombies, do you recommend this game mode?
No. If you're buying Modern Warfare 3 for zombies specifically, no, do not buy it. Honestly, don't buy it. Go and play Cold War or go and get Black Ops 3 on the PC and use all the community made maps, because this isn't it.
Okay, disappointed, but yeah, there you go. So Bobby, maybe when you play more, you'll do another separate video yourself on obviously what it's all about. But from there, look, there's the answer. Wait it out, or just go and play Cold War.